You ever wonder why people hurt the ones they claim to care about the most? Yeah, I've thought about it too. It's funny, in a twisted way. You give them your time, your energy, your trust. And what do they give you in return? Pain. Oh, but not just any kind of pain. The deep soul-ripping kind that leaves scars you can't see, but you can feel every time you close your eyes. Let me tell you something, and you better listen close. Pain changes you. It strips you down, rips apart the person you used to be, and leaves you with two choices: stay broken, or rebuild yourself into something they'll never recognize. And you, my friend, are standing at that crossroads right now. But before you take another step, let me make one thing clear. They'll never hurt you again. You're probably thinking, how? How? How can I stop them? They've already taken so much from me. I'll tell you how. Not by begging for their apologies or hoping they'll change. No, that's a fool's game. You stop them by becoming untouchable. You stop them by turning their betrayal into the fuel that ignites the fire inside you. Think about trust like a gun. Yeah, a gun. Every time you trust someone, you're handing them that weapon, fully loaded, safety off. Some people will protect you with it, sure. But others will point it right back at you the moment you turn your back. And when they pull that trigger, it's not just a bullet to the chest, it's a shot straight to your soul. But here's the twist. You can take that gun back. You don't have to leave it in their hands. You can choose who you trust and who you don't. And let me tell you, most people, they're not worthy of holding that kind of power over you. So, take it back, unload it, lock it away if you have to, but don't ever give it to someone who hasn't earned it. You know those scars they left on you? The ones you try to hide? Stop hiding them. Wear them like armor, because every scar is proof that you survived what they thought would destroy you. They thought they could break you, but here you are, still breathing, still standing. And that's what they can't stand. The fact that you're still here. You think those scars make you weak? No, they make you untouchable. Because the person who has already been burned isn't afraid of the fire anymore. The person who's been to hell and back doesn't flinch at the flames. And you've been through hell, haven't you? So stop running from it. Embrace it. Let it shape you into someone they'll never dare to hurt again. You want to know why they hurt you? Because they saw weakness. That's the cold, hard truth. Weakness is like blood in the water, and the world is full of sharks. But here's the thing. Weakness isn't who you are. It's who you let yourself be. You can choose to be strong. Not for them, not to prove anything to anyone else, but for you. Because strength isn't about never falling. It's about getting back up every single time. It's about standing tall even when the weight of the world is crushing you. It's about looking them in the eye and saying, "You can't break me, not anymore." They left you, didn't they? Walked away like you meant nothing. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. Loneliness isn't a curse. It's a weapon. When you're alone, you don't owe anyone anything. You don't have to meet their expectations, play by their rules, or beg for their approval. You're free. And in that freedom, you find power. Stop chasing people who don't value you. Let them go. Let them realize what they lost. Because when you stop needing them, they lose their power over you. And that's when you become unstoppable. Pain is a brutal teacher, but it's the only one that tells the truth. It doesn't sugarcoat things or feed you lies. It shows you the world as it really is. Raw, cruel, and unforgiving. But it also shows you who you really are. It strips away the illusions, the masks, and leaves you with the truth. You're stronger than you ever thought possible. So stop running from the pain. Stop numbing it, avoiding it, pretending it doesn't exist. Face it, embrace it, learn from it. Because every lesson pain teaches you is a step closer to becoming the person you were always meant to be. You keep looking back, don't you? Reliving the moments that broke you. Replaying the words that cut you like knives. But let me tell you something. The past is a graveyard. And the more time you spend there, the more you bury yourself alongside it. Stop digging up what's dead. Stop giving life to memories that only bring you pain. The past can't hurt you anymore unless you let it. So leave it behind. Burn it if you have to. And use the ashes to build something new. You're not the person you were yesterday. That person is gone, buried under the weight of what they did to you. But that's not a bad thing, because the person you are now, the one who survived, that's someone they'll never be able to touch. That's someone who's stronger, wiser, and more dangerous than they'll ever know. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, they hurt me, but they'll never hurt me again. Say it until you believe it. Say it until it becomes the truth. And then show them. Show them the fire they ignited. Show them the strength they underestimated. Show them the person they'll regret ever crossing. You know, most people live their lives on their knees, begging for scraps of love, attention, or validation from people who don't give a damn about them. Pathetic, isn't it? But that's not going to be you. No. You're gonna rise. You're gonna stand so tall that their words, their actions, they'll never reach you again. You see, life doesn't hand you strength on a silver platter. It hands you trials, betrayal, and heartbreak. It hands you storms that rip through your soul and leave you gasping for air. But here's the catch. Those storms, they're gifts in disguise. They tear you apart so you can rebuild yourself stronger, sharper, untouchable. Ever seen how steel is made? It starts as a chunk of cold, lifeless metal, but then it gets thrown into the fire, beaten with hammers over and over again. The fire doesn't destroy it, it transforms it. It makes it stronger, unbreakable, and you're in the fire right now. I know it hurts. I know you want to scream, to run, to escape the flames, but don't. Stay in the fire. Let it burn away the weakness, the fear, the parts of you that they preyed on. Let it forge you into steel. Because once you've been through the fire, nothing can break you. Not them, not their words, not even the world itself. You ever notice how the people who hurt you always want to keep you close? They don't want you to leave, to grow, to become something greater. Why? Because they fear what they can't control. And the moment you break free from their grip, the moment you stop letting their words and actions define you, you become their worst nightmare. You think they'll miss you when you're gone? Maybe. But it won't be the real you they miss. It'll be the version of you they could manipulate, the version of you that needed them. So leave, walk away, and watch as their power crumbles. Because without you, they're nothing. Here's the thing about power. It doesn't come from money, status, or even strength. It comes from within, from knowing who you are and refusing to let anyone define you, from standing tall even when the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders, from owning your scars, your pain, your story. You don't need anyone to validate you. You don't need anyone to tell you you're enough. You are enough. You always have been. But the moment you start believing that, the moment you start living like you know your worth, that's the moment you become unstoppable. They called you weak, didn't they? Said you'd never make it without them. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Monsters don't hurt monsters. They prey on the kind-hearted, the trusting, the ones who wear their hearts on their sleeves. But you're not their victim anymore. You're not the same person they tore apart. You've got fire in your veins now, a storm in your soul. You've become the kind of person they fear. And that's power. You want revenge, don't you? It's natural. But let me tell you something. They expect you to crumble. They expect you to sink into despair, to waste away thinking about what they did to you. But the best revenge? It's not hurting them back. It's living so well, so fully, that their actions become irrelevant. Build a life so great, so full of purpose and joy that they can't touch it. Let their betrayal be the reason you rise, not the reason you fall. Because the moment they realize they didn't destroy you, that they didn't break you, that's the moment you've won. Pain is a currency, and you've paid your dues. Every tear, every sleepless night, every time your heart broke, that was the cost of becoming who you are now. And you, my friend, are priceless. They can't afford you anymore. They can't hurt you anymore because you've already paid the price, and now it's your turn to collect. One day they'll look back and realize what they lost. They'll see the person you've become, the strength you've gained, and they'll regret ever crossing you. But by then, it'll be too late. You won't need their apologies, their validation, or their approval. You'll have risen so far above them that their words, their actions, they'll be nothing more than echoes of a past you've left behind. Listen to me. You're standing on the edge of a choice. You can let what they did to you define you, chain you to the ground, or you can use it to climb higher than you ever thought possible. But make no mistake, this climb, it's not for the faint of heart. It's brutal, lonely, and unforgiving. And it's exactly why they'll never do it themselves. You see, the people who hurt you, they thrive on easy victories. Breaking you was their shortcut to feeling powerful because deep down, they're the weak ones. They can't build, so they destroy. They can't rise, so they pull others down. But you're not like them. You've got the potential to be something more, something they'll never even understand. Let's talk about pain again. Yeah, I know, it's uncomfortable, but stick with me. Pain doesn't just teach you, it clarifies things. It strips away the lies, the excuses, the illusions you told yourself about them, about life, about yourself. It's like a spotlight shining on the cracks and forcing you to see things for what they really are. When they hurt you, they didn't just betray your trust. They exposed themselves. They showed you their true nature, their cowardice, their selfishness. And that clarity, that's your weapon, because now you know. Now you see the truth, and with the truth comes freedom. You know what hurts people like them the most? Silence. Not screaming, not begging, not trying to make them understand. Silence. Because silence is power. Silence says, I don't need you. You're not worth my words, my energy, my time. When you stop responding, when you stop reacting, you take back control. They can't manipulate silence. They can't twist it or use it against you. And that drives them mad. So give them silence. Let them sit with the emptiness they created. Let them hear the echo of their own actions in the void you leave behind. Let's get real for a second. You're gonna have to learn the hardest word in the world. No to their apologies that aren't real. No to their excuses that don't matter. No to letting them back into your life just because they finally realized what they lost. Saying no doesn't make you cruel. It makes you strong. It sets boundaries. It protects you. It says, I value myself too much to let you hurt me again. And the moment you start saying no, That's the moment you start living for yourself, not for them. They lied to you, didn't they? Lied to your face, lied about you to others. They tried to rewrite your story, make you the villain in their narrative. But here's the thing about lies. They're like water. The more they spread, the more they drown the person who created them. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to fight their lies or prove them wrong. Just keep living your truth and watch as their web of deceit collapses under its own weight. Because the truth, it always comes out. And when it does, they'll drown in it. Think about nature for a second. Trees don't grow in comfort. They grow by pushing through the dirt, reaching for the sunlight, fighting against the elements. And you're no different. Growth requires pain. It requires struggle. It requires breaking through the dirt and climbing toward the light, even when everything around you is trying to pull you back down. But the beauty of growth is that it's worth it. Every struggle, every tear, every moment of doubt, it all leads to something greater. It leads to you becoming the person you were always meant to be. So don't fear the pain. Embrace it. Let it shape you. Let it drive you. Because growth, that's how you win. You want them to suffer, don't you? You want them to feel the same pain they caused you. But let me tell you something. Regret is the most excruciating punishment there is. One day, they'll look back and realize what they lost. They'll see you thriving, shining, living your best life, and they'll regret everything. That regret will haunt them. It'll eat away at them day by day, moment by moment. And the best part, you won't even have to lift a finger. Their own actions will be their downfall. All you have to do is keep moving forward. Letting go isn't about forgiving them or pretending it didn't happen, or even moving on. Letting go is about freeing yourself. It's about saying, you don't control me anymore. You don't define me. You don't matter. Letting go doesn't mean you forget what they did. It means you stop letting it weigh you down. It means you take that pain, that anger, that betrayal, and you turn it into something beautiful. It means you rise above it, above them, above everything they tried to drag you into. Letting go is power, and that power, it's yours. They thought they were putting you out, didn't they? Snuffing out your light, your hope, your strength. But all they did was ignite a fire inside you. And that fire, it's going to burn brighter, hotter, stronger than they ever imagined. They'll fear that fire. They'll fear the person you've become, because you're no longer the victim, the pawn in their game. You're the storm, the flame, the force they can't control. And that, my friend, is what makes you unstoppable. Let me tell you a secret. You've already won. The moment you decided to keep going, the moment you refused to let their actions define you, you won. The fact that you're still here, still fighting, still breathing, that's victory. Look them in the eye, not to confront them, not to prove anything, but to show them that you're unbreakable. Show them the person they underestimated, the person they tried to destroy, the person who came out stronger than ever. And remember this, they hurt you, but they'll never hurt you again. Because you're untouchable now, and there's nothing they can do to change that. You think this is over, don't you? That because you decided to stand up, to rise, the world is just going to let you walk away unscathed. It won't. They won't. The ones who broke you, they're going to come back. Oh, they'll come back. All right. But they won't come back to apologize or to make amends. No, they'll come back because they'll see what they've lost, and they'll want to sink their claws into you again. But this time, you'll be ready. This time, you'll see them for what they are. Leeches, parasites, shadows pretending to be friends, lovers, family. This time, you won't give them the chance to hurt you, because this time, you'll be untouchable. You see, power isn't just about strength. It's about control. And for the longest time, they controlled you. They dictated how you felt, how you saw yourself, how you lived your life. But here's the thing about control. It's a game of give and take. They only had power over you because you gave it to them. But now you take it back. You don't let their words define you. You don't let their actions dictate your worth. You take that power and you use it to build a fortress around your soul. A fortress so strong that no one, not even them, can break through. You want to know the cruelest thing you can do to someone who betrayed you? Ignore them. Don't yell. Don't argue. Don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you hurt. Just disappear. Let them drown in the silence you leave behind. Let them bleed for the attention they'll never get again. Because silence is a weapon. It's a blade that cuts deeper than any insult, any shout, any confrontation. And when you master it, you become untouchable. They can scream your name, beg for your forgiveness, but they'll never hear your voice again. And that's their punishment. Closure. That's what they tell you, isn't it? That you need closure to move on. That you need their apology, their acknowledgement, their explanation. But let me tell you something. Closure is a lie. It's a carrot. They dangle in front of you, hoping you'll keep chasing it forever. You don't need their apology. You don't need their acknowledgement. You don't need their explanation. All you need is the decision to move forward, to leave them behind, to stop letting them occupy space in your mind. Because closure doesn't come from them. It comes from you. They thought you were weak. They thought you'd crumble under the weight of their betrayal. But now, you're the storm. You're the lightning that strikes without warning, the thunder that shakes the ground beneath their feet. You're the force of nature they never saw coming, and they'll never survive the chaos you bring. Not because you're out to destroy them, but because they'll destroy themselves trying to hold on to the version of you that doesn't exist anymore. They can't survive you because they don't know you. They never did. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows through pain, through struggle, through repetition. Every time they knocked you down and you got back up, you were building that muscle. Every time you felt like giving up but didn't, you were strengthening it. And now you're unbreakable. Because the thing about resilience is that once you have it, no one can take it away from you. It becomes a part of who you are, a part of your DNA, and it's what makes you unstoppable. You ever look at your scars and think about how you got them? Not just the physical ones, but the emotional ones too. Those scars, they're not signs of weakness. They're maps of your survival, of every battle you fought and won. They're proof that you're still here, still standing, still fighting. And every time you look at them, you should remember one thing. You survived. You survived what they thought would destroy you. And that's something they'll never understand. Pain is like a door. It separates who you were from who you're going to be. And every time you walk through it, you leave a piece of the old you behind. The weak you, the scared you, the one who let them hurt you. But here's the thing. On the other side of that door, that's where your power is. That's where you find the strength you didn't know you had, the courage you didn't think you were capable of. That's where you become who you were always meant to be. You know what happens when you rise above them? When you stop letting their actions define you? They start to see you in their nightmares. Not the broken version of you they tried to create, but the powerful version of you they never expected. You haunt them, not because you're trying to, but because your strength, your resilience, your success, it's a constant reminder of their failure. They'll see you in every shadow, every reflection, every thought they try to push away. And that's your victory. You've walked through the fire. You've survived the storm. And now you're standing on the other side, stronger, sharper, more powerful than ever. They hurt you, yes. They broke you, yes. But you rebuilt yourself. You turned their betrayal into your armor, their lies into your fuel, their hate into your strength. And now you're unstoppable. Now you're untouchable. Now you're the person they'll regret crossing for the rest of their lives. You're not done yet, are you? Good. Because here's the thing about becoming untouchable. It's not a one-time transformation. It's a daily battle. Every morning when you wake up, every decision you make, every time you look in the mirror, you have to choose. Do I let them win today? Or do I rise again? And trust me, they're counting on you to slip up. They're waiting for you to stumble, to crack, to fall back into their trap. But you won't give them that satisfaction. Not now, not ever. Because every time you rise, every time you refuse to break, you're proving to them and to yourself that you're stronger than they ever imagined. Let's talk about discipline. Yeah, I know, it's not a sexy word. It's not as glamorous as revenge or power. But discipline is the foundation of everything. It's the bridge between who you are now and who you want to be. You can't rely on emotions. They're too messy, too unpredictable. One minute you're angry, the next you're sad, the next you're motivated, and then you're back to square one. But discipline is steady. It's the voice in your head that says, get up, keep going, don't stop. So when they try to drag you down, when the world feels like it's caving in, lean on discipline. Let it guide you. Let it carry you through the chaos. Because discipline doesn't waver, and neither will you. You've been through hell, haven't you? Faced the devil himself. But here's the thing about the devil. He doesn't knock twice. If you've survived him once, he won't bother coming back. Why? Because he knows you're not the same person anymore. You're not the easy target you used to be. And those people who hurt you, they're the same as the devil. They prey on the weak, the vulnerable, the trusting. But now, you're none of those things. Now, you're the one they fear. Now, you're the one who knocks. Your life reflects the energy you put into it. If you let their negativity consume you, your life will become a reflection of their actions. But if you focus on growth, on healing, on building something meaningful, your life will reflect that too. It's not about ignoring what they did. It's about refusing to let it define you. It's about looking in the mirror and seeing the person you're becoming, not the person they tried to destroy. Because your life, it's your masterpiece, and they don't get a say in how it's painted. They tried to drag you into the darkness, didn't they? Tried to make you believe that's where you belong. But here's the truth. Shadows can't survive the light. And you are the light. You're the fire they couldn't extinguish, the spark they underestimated. So shine, burn. Let your light expose their darkness for what it is. Weakness, fear, cowardice. Let your light be the proof that you're not just surviving, but thriving. Because in the end, the shadows always lose. You want to know the secret to becoming untouchable? It's not about revenge or proving them wrong. It's about knowing your worth. It's about looking at yourself and saying, I am enough. When you know your worth, their words can't hurt you. Their actions can't break you. Their opinions don't matter, because you're no longer seeking validation from anyone else. You're no longer depending on anyone else to tell you who you are. You know who you are. And that's power. The people who hurt you, they're like snakes. They spit venom, hoping it'll paralyze you, hoping it'll keep you down. But what they don't realize is that venom doesn't work on someone who's already been through the worst. And the best part? Snakes often choke on their own poison, their lies, their betrayal, their manipulation. It all comes back to them in the end. And you'll be too far ahead to even notice. You don't need to confront them. You don't need to argue, to explain, to justify. Your success will say everything you need to say. Every step you take forward, every achievement you earn, every goal you crush. It's a reminder to them that they didn't win. So focus on your growth, on your dreams, on your future. Let your success be the loudest response to their betrayal, because nothing shuts them up faster than seeing you thrive. The best part about rising above them? They'll have to watch. They'll have to see you become everything they said you couldn't be. They'll have to live with the knowledge that they didn't break you, that they didn't stop you, that they didn't win. And that's a pain they'll carry for the rest of their lives. Not because you wanted to hurt them, but because your strength, your resilience, your success, it's a reflection of their failure. You've come so far, but this is just the beginning. The road ahead won't be easy, but it'll be worth it. Every step you take, every battle you fight, every victory you earn, it's all building you into the person you were meant to be. So keep going, keep rising, keep proving to yourself that you're stronger than they ever imagined. Because you are. You always were. And now the world gets to see it too. That fire in your eyes, that's all I needed to see. Now go, show them who you really are. Show them that they'll never hurt you again.